Hey guys, it's Vitamin G time with me, your host, Gina Horton. I'm just going to keep this short and sweet. If you like what you hear in my podcast today, please do me a huge favor and go to your favorite platform and give me a 5-star review. It's super easy and it helps others find my show. So it's a way for you to help me help others. If you would like to find out more about working with me on finding your purpose, hop on over to the link in my bio on Instagram for more information. Thanks so much for listening today, and I hope you are leveraging change for good. Hi guys, welcome to the show. Hello. I hope you are doing well and living your best life today, or if at the very least, if you are not, I hope that by hanging out with me here on the podcast, that it will make it just a little bit better for you, maybe hopefully a whole lot better for you. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think all of us have faced at one time or another, and that is being stuck. That's right, S-T-U-C-K, stuck. Today, I'm speaking specifically to women over 40 who've been in the same job year after year after year and are feeling stuck, hoping and expecting for something different. This episode is for you. For decades, I worked in a corporate environment that paid me well. There were times that I definitely felt more enthusiastic about my role than others, and there were times when I felt completely bored and drained and out of my mind. Have you ever been in a place where you're wondering, is this all there is? The word stuck is defined according to the Britannica Dictionary, and there's a few different definitions, so I'm going to read them here for you. And words are important to me, so that's why I love definitions. I love researching words, but it's defined as something being difficult or impossible to move from a position, being in a place or situation that is difficult or impossible to get out of. How many times has that happened? Being forced to keep or deal with someone or something unpleasant. Oh Lord, here we go. It also means being unable to think of a solution or an idea. So, just hearing the definition right now, I want you to just reflect and think in your head for a second. What are the places you feel most stuck right now? We get stuck in all kinds of places. Our relationships, our work, parenting, our health, even our progress towards a particular goal, or it could be something more personal and internal within you. Whatever shows up for you today, just know there's absolutely no shame in it, and there's no reason to get yourself all worked up. Acknowledging it and becoming aware is the first step to getting unstuck and gaining freedom from the stuckness monster. That's right. I called it stuckness monster. So I want to start out by sharing some of my own personal story, but I can't get there first without relating that for me, and it's been over a decade since I turned 40, but time has just felt like it's flying by. And I'm standing still and I'm watching things happen so fast. And I know for many years, I thought, oh, I'll get to that thing that I really want to do someday when I'm not as busy as I am right now. Have you ever felt that way? You put off tomorrow what you think you don't have time for today. Did I say that right? Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I said that right. You put off today what you think you'll have time for tomorrow. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. But do you ever wonder if this is all there is and what this life will be like as you get older and older? Sometimes, I've looked at parents, grandparents, other prominent elder figures in my life, and I question and wonder, is that what my life is going to look like when I get older? And I've been processing now and doing the work, and I've realized that if we want to have the power to choose, the power to create something within our life that we want, we have to start now. Not 6 months from now, not a year from now, not 2 years from now. We have to start now. And I've been stuck many times in my life. I've been stuck in relationships that were not growing, but rather growing apart or were just super unhealthy for me. I've been stuck in positions and companies and given way too much of myself only to be discarded once I've been used up. And I sat with a company for years only to have them put me on the job elimination list after working my ass off for over 2 decades. And if you work at a desk in corporate, I want you to know this. You are replaceable on a whim. Whenever they decide they are done with you, even if you've had years and years of excellent service, merits, and accolades, even if you had choices at one point, but you chose to remain loyal and stay with that company. What I'm here to talk about is what you can do about it now so that not if, but when it happens, you have a plan and you can flip a switch and go. And I want you to ask yourself when we're speaking about our work, who deserves all your loyalty, your time, your energy, your knowledge, your skills, and your wisdom? Who deserves that? Is it your boss at the company you work for? For many years, I thought that's who deserved that. Can you imagine pouring all of your knowledge, skills, wisdom, experience into a business that you own and can never be taken away from you? Can you get on board with having loyalty to yourself rather than to some external, a boss or a corporation? What would it feel like to not be just an employee ID number and a budgetary line on a salary expense column? What if you could start today taking small steps to build your foundational knowledge and start figuring this whole thing out? What if you had different choices you could make? Building something takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes energy. It takes mental stamina. And if you're telling yourself that you don't have time, what I'm saying is if you don't make time, time will take you. And what if instead of living for the weekends, you got to feel alive and excited and joyful and in pursuit of something you're passionate about every single day? Do you even believe that's possible for yourself? And if not, why? Why not? So, I want to speak to a little bit about why we get stuck and why we get stuck in this thinking about, oh, we have time, or, oh, I just can't do that. That's not for me. There's a lot of reasons. Number one, we're not clear about what our core values are, and maybe we think we know what they are, but we've never taken the time to do a deep dive and really outline and define them and understand them. If you don't know what your core values are, how do you measure anything? How do you measure the success or the impact of something on your life, on your family? The second thing is that we don't know what we want, or if we know what we want, we're not clear about why we want it. And maybe there's some mindset around it doesn't feel achievable, it doesn't feel possible. And so we just say, well, that's not for me. The third thing is we've not done an intensive check in with ourselves in a long while, and we've grown into a certain kind of numbness. We're just going through the motions. We're in that survival mode day in and day out. We just follow the script, the routine. The fourth thing is we crave safety. And the reality is the only safety there really is something that we create for and within ourselves and not outside of ourselves. We cling to the 3 C's, is like what I like to call it. The 3 C's to me are cozy, comfortable, and conventional in our routines. We want to just stay in that cozy little routine. We want to be comfortable. We don't want to be uncomfortable. Don't want to step outside of what we normally do. And we got to be conventional because, conventional is typically more acceptable to everyone. It doesn't rattle any cages. Next, we fear leaving our present circumstances more than we crave getting unstuck. We just, we're more comfortable with what's familiar rather than actually experiencing growth. Another big one is that we worry too much about what others will say, think, or do. So we just keep doing what we've always been doing because that seems to work pretty well. Nobody comes at you. Nobody comes and starts telling you you can't do that or you shouldn't be doing that. In 2021, I started doing the work of figuring out my next act, my next half. I turned 51 that year, and I wanted to gradually, over time, create something that, first of all, it was my own thing. And second of all, it gave me the freedom of choice. The freedom of choice, the freedom of time, and the freedom to create financial wealth and abundance for myself. And if you listen to the last podcast, it's just simply, I want to be able to afford anything I wanted and to pay it forward. And as I went through this process, I found many women already doing this. They did so many different things. And I realized that Well, heck, I have a lot to offer from my background and my experience. And so I started doing the work of self development and building a foundation for my business today. I took classes, I got certifications, I worked with coaches to help me learn sales and marketing and branding and the coaching business. I've read books, I've listened to podcasts, I've learned from everyone I possibly could. And when my job was eliminated last fall, because I'd already been doing the work and semi planning and preparing, I knew exactly what I wanted to do next. If you are feeling stuck right now and you're trying to figure out what your next thing will be, why not start right now and start doing some of the work, even if it's just you learning a few new things, gaining some new insights, getting some new skills going, learning how your skills translate to other things. What if you could start to really gain deep insights and understand what you truly want to have and be and do with all your knowledge, skills, and experience in this next half of your life? What if, after cultivating this self awareness, you're inspired and it propels you to take action and move forward because you know there's more and that you can do it? What if you could get trained on all the fundamentals of starting your own business as a life coach, for example, or whatever kind of coach you want to be? There's coaches for everything, y'all. And become a change expert for your clients, which is something that I'm offering along with that, because that's my area of expertise, change. What if you had the confidence and ability to create and design a life that you love and you feel excited to wake up to every single day? A life where you never worry about taking a vacation from it. It is all possible. You just have to take one big giant step for you and go for it. And I'm here to help you through this journey. And I'm so excited for all the things that are coming and what I'm going to be teaching, guiding, and coaching you through over these next several weeks. And if you have not been watching my stories on Instagram, I'd highly encourage you to go there. Keep your eye out, because I am going to be putting out some new things that might actually work for you, might apply to you and actually work for you and help you get to this next place in your journey and finding your purpose and creating your next act. All right. Well, that is what I wanted to share with you. And I hope this was helpful. And if you've got questions, please check out the show notes. You can actually call this podcast and leave me a voice message. And I'm happy to answer your questions on a future episode. You can also direct message me on Instagram. I'd love to talk to you and share with you and see what inspires you and help you to create the life that you want to have. Thanks so much for listening. Be blessed, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What you talking about?
From the beginning.
There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play, where the whiskey's running like the river, but they all never come for the booze and bass. I'm the one, I'm the lady that'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place.
Okay, now.
Are you ready?
There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play,